your story?
You heard the questions, girls. This is what we do. At $125 per, less taxes and Social Security.
Really? You got it made. I do that for fun.
Well, then let's have fun, baby. Hey, the kid's all right. If I ever get a severe case of lovesickness, you know who can fill in for me at the club.
Hey everybody! I know it's been a long time since I've done anything on my channel, but I was really inspired by something I got at a garage sale recently. I didn't go out this weekend, but I did go out last weekend and found a lot of good stuff actually. So I'm actually wanting to talk about one of the finds. It's Faster Pussycat, Kill Kill. There is the box. Comes from a video store, 5 Star Video Inc. There's the back. And so when I bought it for only $5. The seller was suggesting that it was something gross or, I don't know, like, I mean, it did say X-rated on it. It does say X-rated on there, but from the way the seller was kind of acting, I was thinking it's like some, you know, basically a porn. But I was happy to find that it actually is a really great movie. There's no nudity, there's no real hard gore, there's no like blood everywhere. It's filmed in black and white, as you can see there. But yeah, I was so surprised. Me and my husband Blake watched it, and we both really enjoyed it. But on here it says, adult entertainment only, sale to minors is prohibited. They're acting like it's a big deal, you know, ooh, X-rated, it's going to be something super naughty. No, this is basically a hard PG-13 if you compared it to stuff today. Maybe a soft R, maybe. I'm not sure what the criteria is for PG-13 and rated R, but the only problem is I saw, I don't know how soon I caught it, but I think when I got home, I opened it up. Obviously, there's no label there, but I do have the label. It's just, it has come off. I'm going to have to figure out the best way to glue that back. If you know, please tell me in the comments. But it actually has some mold. And you can see that in the little white lines here. Which is really unfortunate. This is actually the first tape I've ever gotten. I don't have some huge collection, but I do have a collection of maybe 15 VHS, more rare VHS, and this is my first one with mold on it. There is a way to clear the mold and clean the mold completely, but I will have to look into that a little bit more. There are multiple YouTube videos on it, so I'm just gonna have to look at a good one. I have looked at it before, but it seemed like a lot of work, so I was kind of unsure, but I posted this in a VHS horror collectors group, and they said this is definitely worth one to clean. So I will do that, and I would like it for my own collection, and I don't want the mold getting any worse, so I'm going to go ahead and clean it. So just to get into this movie a little bit, I do have some notes, so if I'm like kind of looking over, I don't want to miss anything, so I'm just going to let you know if you haven't seen this or you have no idea what it's about. I'm just going to go over a few things. I do get into some spoilers, so spoiler alert, but this is such an old movie, I feel like. Faster Pussycat was made in 1965 by Russ Meyer, he would make lots of exploitation films. A lot had nudity, sex, and I guess some violence in them in the 60s and 70s. And John Waters is a huge fan of them. But this is his most, I guess, one of his most mainstream movies, if not the most mainstream movie that he's made. A lot of people, Rob Zombie, when I started watching this, I was like, oh, this is Rob Zombie's like favorite movie, right? It involves these three go-go dancers that kind of seem to hate each other. Me and Blake were kind of like, what is the connection between these three women that, I mean, one of the first scenes is like them going, I want to fight her. And one girl's doing nothing but like swimming around, and the other girl is just like, yeah, I want to fight her. And the other girl is like, yeah, go for it. And they just start beating each other up for no apparent reason.
Go get her. So I gotta get the wet because Lady Godiva wants to swim?
And then after that, they just stick together and they basically just do crime together. So then they meet these two teenagers who they end up racing. Well, all three girls end up racing the guy, and the main girl wins. Varla wins, and after she wins, she ends up killing the teenage guy, and for some reason, kidnapping the teenage girl. I don't know why. There's no obvious reason. I don't know why they just didn't kill both of them, but they just kidnapped the girl. Then they go into town to get gas with the teenage girl. And they meet this guy who is really talkative. And he's like, see that guy over there? See that old man? He is really rich because he got the settlement. So the girls start kind of thinking about it, and they're like, hey, let's rob this guy. And so then you kind of get into like this Texas Chainsaw kind of situation, Texas Chainsaw Massacre situation, where it's almost like you don't know if these guys that live at this house, because they try to rob the guy, the son comes out, and they're holding guns on him because, obviously they've had problems with people trying to rob them before. So then they kind of say, hey, come in. The guys ask them to go to dinner with them, and then they kind of like have this fight around the dinner table. Anyway, it's hard to go into, but some of the funnier things that happen is one of the sons, old man has two sons. One of the sons is named the Vegetable because he's just so dumb. There's something wrong with him, I guess. One of the girls is like into him because he's like super muscular, but he's like dumb as a brick. He gets scared of trains. He's just...
It's only a choo-choo. Don't lose the beat, hon. Come on. Don't let it drive you off the track, Atlas. We aren't even halfway home yet. What you got? Some big thing for trains? I'll buy you one. Come on. We've got our own schedule to meet.
It's a bad thing.
You really are afraid, aren't you?
They make him angry. He gets crazy when they go by.
Oh, your old man. He's nuts anyway. Why should a train flip him out?
There are reasons. I gotta go.
And the other son is like normal, but I don't know why he's living with his evil father who hates women. There's also some suggested lesbianism in the movie. Like one girl likes the main girl, and when the main girl starts making out with the guy, she gets obviously like super jealous, and and there's some lines where one girl is making fun of her because she's like into the other girl, and it's really funny. So the old man has this line it's hilarious. He says,
We're not used to this desert driving.
They let them vote, smoke, and drive, even put them in pants. So what do you get? A Democrat for president. A lot of smoke up your chimney, Russian roulette on the highway. You can't even tell brother from sister, unless you meet him head on.
So that was hilarious. There's so many lines that, I mean, the whole thing is basically a comedy. So don't expect anything like really gross or, anything like to do with like hardcore sex with this movie. It's just kind of a comedy with there is some cleavage in there, as you can see, but that's about it. One girl does get naked, but you don't see anything. She's taking a shower. That's it. Anyway, the movie is a must-watch for anybody who loves good or bad movies. I would say it's a great movie, but for somebody who might not get the campiness factor, might consider it a bad one. If you just, like, don't get it. I would also consider it kind of a feminist movie, since the girls are the ones who are the badasses, and they're not taken for granted or anything. Resellers, if you put this in a VHS collecting group, you will get offers immediately. You will have multiple people asking if they can buy it, like I did. I was just showing off because I thought it was a very, very cool find. It is a cool find. It's very, very rare to find this. People have sold it for $70. And, I mean, you can find VHS so cheaply sometimes that somebody might not even know this is, like, worth anything. So, if you can find it, definitely put it in a group first. You can put it in the hands of someone who really wants it. So, I hope you enjoyed this quick little video about this movie. It's pretty great. It's only 83 minutes, so it's a quick movie night. Definitely try it out. And yeah, hope to be back soon with some more finds that I like to talk about. Every once in a while I come across something that, is really super interesting. So I'll see you next time. Bye.
All right, let's go now.